I'm super biased. Larry's pretty biased. But this thing absolutely changed the game. It changed Ken's career trajectory. It changed Gymkhana. It changed the car world. It changed so many things.
I just remember the night seeing this not as a non-complete car.
Yeah.
Just not that far from here. Just like right next to the LA River here. Testing it on the street, doing donuts, doing drifts. And we were like, this is really gonna change the car culture world forever.
Forever. Yeah. And it was one of those things where when we're in the meeting room, Ken just like would have these ideas, and sometimes when you first hear it, you're like, all right, I mean, you know, I trust you, I don't know. He's like, we gotta build an old Mustang. I'm like, I don't know, I like rally cars, I like new stuff, whatever. He's like, not 65 Mustang. But a notch, not a hatchback. Everybody, fastback, everybody builds fastback. So he had this vision of a Mustang that handles like a rally car. Dude, like, our minds were just in this box, and he just thought outside of it. He's like, no, whatever, like, you can make a Mustang handle like a rally car. I know we can do it.
You know, the misconception about this car is that you look at it and people think it's a race car. It's not. It's built for filming.
Yes.
They put so much effort into it to make sure it's reliable,
Yep.
right? It can take a beating, it can go off curves, it can take jumps. It did all of that. And what's crazy is it being fast, as you guys have seen from this versus that, it's like a byproduct.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. How fast this thing ended up being after the Pikes update was savage. So to get to that kind of like filming rally car level, Ken loved cars that drove with a lot of movement and everything. You can't do regular suspension on a Mustang like this to do that. So if you take a peek underneath and through the hood, the suspension is actually right under the Hoonigan logo, right there. It's inboard. So like a Formula One car, like some Le Mans cars. That's how you end up getting that travel and that behavior. The drivetrain, you have a diff that's in front of the engine for balance. You have the drive shaft that comes through here, around the side, and back to the back. It's a transmission from a Dakar truck to be able to handle all that torque, all those clutch kicks, everything. This thing was so overbuilt. Von Gittin Jr.'s team, RTR, they did an incredible job. Like, these fenders right here were actually originally shaped with an English wheel. A dude with a piece of metal and this like archaic looking thing, like how you used to build muscle cars. He shaped the fenders, and when we made the molds off of that. Inspiration from WRC, DTM, a little bit of 70s Can-Am, like all these different things came into this car that was Ken's ultimate vision.
When I think about this thing, I just think about being on set, Gymkhana 7,
Yep.
on the 710 freeway or all over LA. It almost looked like it was uncontrollable.
Absolutely.
It had too much power, not enough traction, and Ken is just like flailing at the wheel trying to get it to go in some direction at all. And it was just, when I think about it, I just think about the absolute tire destruction.
Oh,
Like, it was just disregard for tire, like chunks shooting off the front.
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved it because nothing like that existed before. You know, now after all these years, so many inspiration builds have happened, which is cool, but this was the start. This was something that was so ahead of its time.
Absolutely, purpose built just for Gymkhana and to, you know, not be a rally car. Drive like one, but look absolutely insane. So the first version of the car didn't have turbos. It was a NA V8 Roush Yates. I think it was like a NASCAR motor or NASCAR style, rev to the wind. When we went to Pikes Peak, we had to throw turbos on it because at that elevation, you lose tons of power. We can't have that. We can't have power loss. So Ken's like, oh yeah, do we bump it like 100, 200, 300 horsepower? No, double. 1,400 horsepower this big. No intercooler, straight methanol from the turbos right into the intake manifold. Same transmission. Transmission ended up being fine. Really, yeah, we just threw the turbos on there. This thing went savage.
Two things, I think you mentioned this before about why this was such a game changer. First time doing something not in a race suit, right?
Ooh,
Just
yes.
something
Great
that
yep.
is like taking a race car out onto the street, and then you have like that open face helmet.
Yep.
It's just like a different look. It was like that bad boy feel.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a really good point. We have a box back here with the actual jacket, hand painted, bandana, and open face helmet. That was a complete turnaround, 180 from what we had done before. Race car guy in a race car suit, you know, full rally style. This was a lot more wild in the streets.
And then you have the intake manifold too.
We do, yes. Yeah. So from the original non-turbo version of the car.
And that was just their conference table ornament for many years after they went to turbo. But I want to talk about the fact that you look at Climb and you look at the video, a lot of people don't realize how long it took to actually film that video. It took 3 separate trips to Pikes Peak over 2 years, 12 days of shooting it took.
Yeah.
And just getting beat by the snow, hail,
lightning,
everything. Yeah. How many motors? 5?
So the motor itself, we didn't go through, but we had an issue, again, at that elevation, and not a whole lot of testing time. Once you get up to Pikes Peak, the difference in pressure starts doing some really weird stuff. So we got past this one point, and no matter what we did, engine oil would just spew all over the windshield. And Ken tried to drive through it, we did all these things, and just, we had to figure out a different breather system for the car. So that was the first time.
And one thing that I think maybe isn't told anywhere is he actually had a crash too.
Yes.
At Evo Corner.
Right.
But not off the edge of the mountain, obviously. the car wouldn't be here, but it was actually the very next corner where I think he was just completely out of tire because he started maybe, I don't even know, before double cut that switchback, and he drifted every single corner all the way up until that point, completely out of tire, and he just slipped off the road. But it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a cheese grater on the side of the mountain. Either you're going off, you know, falling 20 miles to the bottom, whatever, that's an exaggeration. Or you go to the left, where it's a mountain with just a bunch of crags and rocks, and it took out a wheel, suspension arms, everything. And yeah, Larry's right, we had to go back to Pikes Peak 3 times. It was supposed to come out in 2007, or, I don't know, I forget the year, 16, 17. It ended up coming out way later. A lot of that story is in the Gymkhana files on Amazon. You can still watch it. It's only good story behind it. I mean, we can talk about this car all day.
Should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
RS200.